Hey, day 17, and I'm writing a book. Today I was writing about a bedroom, and I'm going to share a story from my own life of how, well, this is how it all really started. All this work, like 25 years ago, started working with connecting homes and souls. And it started because I was in a marriage. I call it my dress rehearsal marriage, my 20s. And I found that I did not feel adored. I longed to feel adored in this marriage. So I thought if I started putting pictures up of women being adored, somehow that would magically just make it work. So I did, big stop in the bedroom, what I call a fizz point. The first thing you see when you walk into the room was a big old cliche of the kiss. I mean, who doesn't love all that gold? The woman's being adored. Oh my God, he's gorgeous. She's just completely in it. So that remember there was a mermaid picture with us, like a man saving her, I don't know, but and I started looking around and there were all these happy, loving couples except for us. And I started realizing, seeing that and having that conversation with my stuff started reminding me or helping me understand that I was not in a relationship that at the time, he was capable of cherishing me the way I wanted to be cherished. And upon deeper reflection, I came to learn eventually, not that long off, but it took a little bit. It came to realize that I did not love myself, and hence, cherishing me, I did not cherish myself. And so that began my journey of working with our homes, and it led to a place where I started doing a lot of stuff, and I felt like there was an X on the living room floor, and friends would come over and they'd stop and they'd go, "You did something." Mm-hmm. And I go, "Mm-hmm." And they go, "Did you get new furniture?" I'm like, "Nope, it's all the same stuff." And they're like, "No, something's very different. Something is very different in here." And it was funny, like people started staying longer. In fact, one friend just decided, like, "I'm just gonna crash here. I'm just gonna sleep on your couch tonight. I'll go home tomorrow." Which was fine. And it was very a marked difference when I started figuring out and playing around with the energy in my home. And then the big life-changing moment was when people started saying, "Come make my house feel this good." That was the calling I had been waiting for. I didn't know it at the time, but that's what I had been waiting for. And here I am. I'm still doing it because everybody is so different, and how our homes are designed and the land around it, and what we need and who we are and our history of how we experience home as a child. It's all so different. We truly are all snowflakes. And even though there's, a lot of similar themes, it's like love and money and health is often the three legs of the stool. But how that shows up is so different for each of us. And that's where I love this work, because what might be true for almost everybody, there's always a few people that are like, "Nope, not me at all. That's not working for me." And I like to honor that. There is no one cookie cutter way of how we should do our homes, how our homes should be, no matter what any fabulous ancient tradition calls for. You are you, and wow, you need your home to be is how it needs to be. And I was writing also about our bedrooms being sensory experiences. I work with sensitive humans, highly sensitive humans, and often our bedrooms can be a sanctuary to help us recharge and renew and have a truly safe place to process what comes up. And just when we get into sensory overload, especially if we have some sensory processing stuff, and this also is so true for kids as well, our bedrooms truly can be a sensory haven or a sensory nightmare. So looking at what you need, like some of my sensory things, I cannot, like light wakes me up very easily, especially as I've gotten older. Like the light under the door, if somebody else is up, makes a big difference. In general, I don't know how much of this is my sensory stuff and how much of it is me just understanding fabrics and fibers, but oh my gosh, I have to sleep on natural fibers. Like, do not try and pass off any kind of sheet as something cotton-like. Like if it says microfiber, you know what that is? That's plastic. That's polyester. It's made from sometimes recycled plastic bottles, which I'm all for environmental stuff, but I just cannot sleep on what to me is like plastic sheets or under a blanket. You know, I noticed my daughter doesn't bother her as much. She fell in love with a duvet cover, and it has microfiber, and it makes my skin crawl. Totally doesn't bother her. She thinks it's awesome. So there you go. Other people, it might be sound. You know, if you need white noise, if you know, just there's so many things that can happen from sounds that can affect our sleep, and whether you need white noise or binaural beats or earplugs, or you know, you might just also need to sleep alone. You would be surprised how many couples sleep in separate bedrooms or separate places. And it's okay, because whatever you need to get a good night's sleep, as long as everybody, it's not because you're trying to avoid each other, but that it is because somebody just needs a good night's sleep, that's totally okay. You know what? You do you. You do you. When my daughter was a baby, sleep was a really big issue. It would take her an hour and a half to 4 hours every night to get to sleep, and then she was up every 45 minutes. I was so tired, I was like almost driving off the road. So I needed some help. We didn't do the cry it out. We did something that was challenging, but it worked. And just in talking to our sleep coach, she said, oh, you would be, I said something about, you know, sleeping in different rooms. She said, you would be surprised that happens in far more homes than anybody wants to admit. And I know when I was younger and I was doing this work and I was in my 20s and not really aware of what it takes sometimes to, you know, be a functioning grown-up when we live with other people, let alone live with ourselves. How often I had couples that I worked with that had guest bedrooms and had dreams and goals. I'd be like, okay, well, let's make this into a home office. Let's make this into a creative suite. Let's make this into a yoga studio. And I was like, nope, cannot. We might have somebody visit. And now I'm realizing there were probably times that they might not have wanted to admit that one of the two slept in the guest room sometimes. It is totally okay. That can be what saves a relationship. Because if everybody's well rested, that's what you need. It's okay. So think about what you need in your bedroom to support you in a sensory way. And lots of times that has to do with clutter too. This is, again, I've said it, I think yesterday's video, but please, if there's clutter in your bedroom, that is the first place to let go. And I know, you know, the kitchen table or the counters or the bathroom, whatever, there are so many things probably screaming at you that need to be decluttered, but your bedroom will give you the biggest bang for your buck. Really, yeah. All right. And it's the easiest to let it get cluttered because it's often the most private place where nobody's going to see when you know, scoop up the doom bag or the doom box of all the random stuff and throw it in something and hide it away, and then it stays there. right? We think we have good intentions that we're going to go and sort through all that, but it doesn't usually happen. Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining me. Take care of yourself and your bedroom, and it will take care of you. All right.